I don't really think I'm supposed to talk about this stuff. I got drunk last night, and I don't know if it was a dream or not. I mean, th- it's all over now, and it's been over. But this didn't feel like a dream because in the dream, I what happened was one day I was in here. I don't know if I took too much medication or what, or it seemed like I was drugged. I can't prove that, but it was a Saturday, and I was laying on the floor over here, and and someone and I was kind of I was like incapacitated. I think I was up. Maybe I just had a seizure or something. I don't know, but I'm laying on the floor, and the front door was open. It was a snowy day, and the night before I saw some kind of cavalcade. I don't know the word for it, but some kind of it looked to be like some kind of federal cavalcade outside because I was up all night, and I think they were trying to lure me out of the house. And there was a car that in front that was driving backward, just like they do, and it was leading the rest of them. And I was just flipping the fuck out. But the next day, I'm just laying on the floor, and someone came in through the front door, and he had he had a coat on that went past his knees, like the kind that I wear or the kind Donald Trump wears. And I looked up at him, and I swear to fucking God, it was Donald Trump. And I was in the dining room sleeping on the floor. He was a room over by the guitars. He walked in, pulled up a chair, didn't take his jacket off, folded his hands, and was looking at me. And I wasn't scared or nothing because he was so gentle. And I just remember thinking, this guy is a body double. He's an impersonator of Donald Trump. He looks just like him. And then finally, he gets up after about 5 minutes, walks over with his cell phone, and there's a crossword game. Like, you know how you play just a crossword game, like Words with Friends or something like that. I mean, it looked like that, but I don't know what it was. He handed me the phone, and all I could do was basically grab the phone. And he's kneeling beside me, and he said, "Go ahead, touch it." And so I touched the screen, and the crossword turned into a, a question, and it said, "What type of informant are you?" And I'm trying to remember all the different types they had. There was like CI, confidential informant, FI, false informant, AI, an anonymous informant, an SAI, a self-aggrandizing informant, an MI, a mercenary informant, shit like that, a Perkins informant. And I had no idea. And I was like, and I remember thinking to myself, if I'm going to be an informant, I would be a confidential informant. And I couldn't answer the question. And he nodded gently and took his phone back, went into the other room, sat down for a few minutes, and he said, "It was nice meeting you, sir." Oh, the first thing he said to me was, "I'm a friend of your girlfriend's. Do you mind if we talk for a minute?" And I remember just like, wow. And as he was walking out, he said to me, "It was nice meeting you, Aaron. You have a good day." And he walked out. And I remember thinking, my house is a mess. Who that can't be, but I mean, the man looked just like Donald Trump. The golden white hair, the coat, the same thing. And would I be able to make that up in a dream? Because I mean, I don't know about types of informants, and I remember just being terrified. It is some kind of military operation that is like the MK Ultra program. There's a lot of people out there that have it so much more worse than I did. that the name of the game, the final destination is termination. They want to kill you. Um, I remember being so scared last year that the next step was Voice to Skull, V2K, and I'm like, please God, don't let them do that to me, because the shit mimics schizophrenia. And believe me, people know what's up with you. It's not like they don't believe you, but the shit does mimic schizophrenia. On any given day, you could see me sitting on the front porch talking to no one because I'm talking to them. They can hear. And it's highly terrifying. At night, the house, you could hear it out on the street, the humming, just the dead of night, as loud as tinnitus. And I'm like, and they do it so well, they could do it to a third, like a 20 foot by 30 foot area. And no one else seemed to complain about it. But it seemed like the nights they did it, nobody was home next door. It was bizarre. The one day I had the kid come up on the porch and and it was all these years of the house just buzzing and rocking. And it does physical anomalies to the house. It does sounds, it does structural damage. It bends floorboards. Like it takes things out of fucking gravity because it's sonic. It does strange fucking shit. And I said to the kid I was trading clothes with, I'm like, come on up on the porch. Get up on the porch. I tried it before with Jesse, but he wouldn't do it. The kid came up on the porch and I asked him, can you feel that? And he's like, the whole house is shaking. I'm like, you feel that? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm getting scared. You want to go inside? Because it gets worse in there, dude. And he's like, no, can we get off this porch? And I'll never forget that because for 3 or 4 years that's been going on. And he started crying out on the porch. And he confirmed it because you don't know if it's you. You think you're going crazy. And no one ever comes around. And I asked the kid, can you feel that? And he's like, wow, the music's really loud. It's shaking the whole house. I'm like, uh-huh. And it goes so long, it upsets your stomach. You spend all these it makes you nauseous, it upsets your stomach because of this infernal humming. The cats run to the basement and hide. The first day I got here, I felt it. And I said, I'm going down to the basement. Because usually the basement back in Schenectady would stop. You could go it must have been lined with some kind of metal or something. But here I went down to the basement and the dirt floor was doing it. And I'm like, oh, fucking Christ, this is my first day here. Yeah, I've read about people like me. They make it out alive, but a lot of other people don't. I know it wasn't a dream because how would I know all those types of informants? And he handed me a phone and it was like press start to play. And in a second I did that, the screen slid off and it said, what type of informant are you? And I remember thinking, I'm not an informant. But and if someone's and I know they got cameras in this house, so they must have seen that. Sounds great. It sounds entirely insane, doesn't it? They have a gentle touch though that I've always appreciated because like they could really fuck you up. They could give you poison, they could fuck you up, they could torture you if they wanted to. It makes me fucking sad though, and just it's scary as can be.